Right, are you with me? Last video of the day. So I think there was a video about emotions, and I think the channel was called Better Than Original. So she commented, yes, it's a generic question brings a genuine answer is the title of the video. I actually looked it up because I want to give her a shout out. So while I was talking to her, and we discussed basically, she mentioned something about emotions, and my response was this: if we don't listen to our emotions, others will have to see them. And it kind of kicked me, and it's like it is so fucking true that if we don't listen to our emotions, others will have to see them. And I figured I'm gonna quote her, and she said, some say emotions are the language of the universe. All right, so let's just go into the get out of ourselves a bit. Let's just encompass whatever life has to whatever life is around us. There's the magic behind life and the beauty behind just, I don't know, just consciousness, us having a heartbeat, water basically being almost essential to everything that we do, and the fact that that's the reason why we live, that trees are just a perfect metaphor to everything about us mentally, as they are physically a perfect metaphor for everything that's mental in our head. Because if you look at a tree long enough, you kind of will understand the roots you have to grow, you have to build, the fruits you will have the potential to bear, the winds you'll have to endure, the rains you'll have to endure, all that kind of stuff. The dirt you'll have to endure, the critters you'll have to work through, like all of it. Just put the all to the side. If we are to look at this body as a gift from God or the universe, I prefer the universe. I do believe it's the same as probably God because it's the cosmic energy. But the thing is, it's just like there's a whole, again, like, see, universe, God, cosmic energy, it's just a whole everything, everything around us. It's just there's something that kind of like sews it together. It's just the underlying law. And so the closest for me is the Tao and the nature of the Tao. It describes basically how nature is more of a joyful interaction. And anytime something goes up, automatically something on the other side goes down to make it kind of like flow. And if we are to look at this body of ours as this beautiful representation of our entity, right? And I think whoever's been watching this channel kind of agrees that our mind is consciousness, and we have access to consciousness, and we either kind of like deal with the surface of consciousness, or we kind of dive deeper, or we see deeper. I think seeing deeper into consciousness is much better than saying dive deeper, because dive is effort. But like you see deeper when like you have less thoughts in your head, and like you're actually able to connect. There's a beautiful interaction with the world, right? With my own reality, and the world is basically like the playground for my reality to test stuff out. So emotions, she said, are the language of the universe. And it's funny she said that. It's so true, by the way. But she said that because we feel anytime there's something genuine happening. Now, it could be genuinely shitty, and it could be genuinely epic and awesome. But our emotions are a direct response to truths. Now, here we are, me, specifically me. I don't know about you guys. I really feel like all of us kind of engage in the same things, but we look at them differently based on like our own different traits and personalities. But I really think that we lost our understanding of the true nature of ourselves because of how we started formulating our opinions and judgments and decision making processes in this world that we lost touch with the true language that's the world, that's the energy, right? And emotions are a representation of energy. Words become energy, right? Actions are the exuding. Fuck man, what's that word? Actions are the product of the consumption of energy, right? You want to go walk somewhere, you decide you want to walk somewhere, but let's face it, if you don't feel like walking, you don't go. If you want to drink water, you feel like your body needs water. All of these are basically our reactions to the energy that comes up. And when I was right now, man, it's just my mind is going through a million things that I want to talk about. Okay, so if our body kind of like emits energy, so our emotions are the purest form of energy. And since the world, the universe is energy, and it is energy, it's vibration. Like I read it recently by a guy called Robert Grant, super beautiful. He said that photons don't actually travel, they exist, but it's because the universe is energy, so it's wavy. It's like turning a switch on and off. So a photon is on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And because there are millions and millions and millions of them, like in smaller amounts, that they actually start creating this light. And so technically the sun is not really emitting photons, it's emitting the energy, that's the wavelengths that make the photons dance. Such a beautiful way to look at the world. And if we're emitting the energy, these are our emotions. They're the ones triggering this and this and this and this and this. And our actions follow these emotions. Because when you're sad, you don't do anything. When you're happy, you're excited to do a lot of things. Your energy is overflowing or your energy is low. It's always energy that you're emitting. There's no emitting bad energy. There's emitting energy. Bad energy is, for example, when you're angry and you want to break stuff. That's energy. You're channeling it in not the best of ways. I don't like saying bad because I really think everyone kind of like has his moments. But are we really truly in sync with our emotions? And if you allow yourself a second to ponder this, and if you allow yourself a second to think about these kinds of things, maybe you'll realize that most of the things that we take for granted are really ourselves. Because everything is a reflection of us, right? Every interaction we have with people is how we treat ourselves. And if our goal is to be happy, and that emotion of happiness is the emotion that's the most fleeting, then at the very least we could probably understand all the emotions that happen around it for it to become a reality. But then we have to synchronize with our body properly in order to understand the energy it gives us. And if that doesn't mean we're like synchronizing with the universe, what does it really mean? If our body isn't really something that connects us, the intricate nature, the design of our mind, our systems, our heart, our stomach, our nose, the senses that we have, like human beings have five senses, earthworms have two, right? Maybe we have a sixth sense, which is like the feelings of energy that we have, like the intuition that they talk about, but we're so out of sync with our own self. We don't really know how to speak the language anymore because we don't engage with our feelings the way we engage with words, the way we engage with people. And so it's fun because I feel like my response to her was literally based on how I see others might judge us. Because I realized from myself when I actually like look at myself and I actually engage with these feelings, then I don't really feel insecure when I'm doing something because I already like have a certain thought about what could happen or how it looks like because I engaged with them. But then I see family members when they lose their shit and when their feelings are all over the place. And it makes me realize that, and mainly her comments, emotions are the language of the universe, kind of brought everything out in my head and was like, if I never actually took the chance to listen to my emotions, then just like everyone else, I'm able to see their emotions on them because they never listen to theirs. So I was taking my time listening to my emotions in order for me to better kind of like not be judged by people. Granted, it's grabbing your ear this way because the easier way is to do it like this or like this. It's because like I came with this train of thoughts by reverse engineering how I look at judgment from others in order for me to treat myself better. So to avoid other people's nonsense, I was able to self actualize and listen to my emotions better and understand myself better and all these good stuff. And it only took her to mention something as profound as emotions are the language of the universe for me to kind of like realize that this is something that's important, think about it, take a note, and now actually establish something a lot deeper while having this conversation with you guys. Shout out to you, Better Than Original. This is one of those comments that really altered the direction of my life and thinking. Thank you. This is a video, by the way. Look at my face. I can't stop smiling. I feel like I'm on something. Leia,